If you guys are following the 2020 MLB offseason prior to the season, you guys are aware that Garrett Cole definitely came away with the biggest contract of the offseason, making $300 million to go play for the Yankees. But the best player that was definitely dealt, and the player that might change that might change the outcome in the National League is Mookie Betts, who is now on the Los Angeles Dodgers and might be their best chance and their only chance to win a championship in this era. How you guys doing? It is July 15th, 2020 out here in this quarantine. I'm James Sims, and today on The Elite, I'm just going to talk about Mookie Betts, one of the best players in baseball, and definitely as of right now, he might be a front runner for the National League MVP. So if he's that good, I'm considering him MVP. So or I'm considering him an elite player. That's what I meant. So just to give you a little bit of background, Mookie, he's a 27-year-old right fielder playing for the Los Angeles Dodgers. He played most of his career for the Red Sox. You might know he already won an MVP. He's very famous for he won a championship with the Red Sox. He's bowled he's bowled a perfect game as a professional bowler. He's a very talented and impressive player, and I really can't wait to see what he does with the LA Dodgers this season. He was then signed he was drafted in the 5th round by the Boston Red Sox in the 2011 MLB draft, and he was eventually called up in 2014 when he was 21 years old. In his first season, he played 52 games. He finished with 55 hits with a 291 batting average. And I don't know, like if you hear my other videos, you know that I kind of like it when a player gets more hits than games played. I kind of like that in a player. His age 22, so in that season, the Red Sox finished 5th in the AL East. His second season there, the Boston Red Sox were still really bad, but he was getting a lot better. He played 145 games. He finished with 174 hits on the season, 42 doubles, 18 home runs, 77 RBIs, finishing with a 291 batting average yet again, 21 stolen bases. He was 19th in MVP voting. But at that point, people started recognizing him for what he is, but he wasn't officially elite. He wasn't an all-star yet. In 2016, for the first time, he was named an all-star. He played 158 games. He led the league in at-bats. He finished with 214 hits, finishing second in hits to Jose Altuve that year. He finished with 122 runs, 31 home runs, 113 RBIs, 26 stolen bases, 318 batting average. He led the league in total bases with 359. He finished with an all-star. He finished with a Gold Glove, a Silver Slugger, and he was the MVP runner-up to Mike Trout that year. And that was when Mike Trout was having one of his Superman seasons. But at 23, Mookie Betts had ascended to being the second best player in the American League, voted on by the voters. That he, like I said, he was named his first All-Star game. He won his first Silver Slugger, his first Gold Glove. He was named the Wilson Defensive Player of the Year, and the Red Sox would finish. They'd finish winning the AL East, but they were swept by the Indians in the first round. But that was when Rick Porcello won the Cy Young for the Red Sox, if you remember that season. So after that first season came his age 24 season in 2017. He played 153 games for the Red Sox, finishing with 166 hits, still more hits than games. He finished with 100 runs. He finished with over 100 runs yet again, 22 home runs, 102 RBIs with a 264 batting average. He was an all-star for the second year in a row. He was given the Gold Glove. He was 6th in the MVP voting. The Red Sox finished 1st in the AL East again, but they lost to the Astros in the ALDS 3-1. But then the next year was probably Mookie's. It's his best year to date, and I still don't think it might be his best year. I think his best years are ahead of him, but this is what he did. In 2018, he played 136 games for the Red Sox. He finished with 180 hits in those 136 games. He led the league in runs with 129. He finished with 32 home runs, 80 RBIs. Finished with he finished with a 346 batting average and a 640 slugging percentage. He was named an All-Star for the third consecutive year. He won a Gold Glove, a Silver Slugger. He was named MVP of the American League, and the Red Sox won 108 games that season. They would go on to beat the Yankees in the ALDS. They would beat the Astros in 5 in the ALCS, and they beat the Dodgers in 5 in the World Series. Mookie Betts was named the MVP. Mookie Betts is on top of the world, and since then, Mookie Betts has entered himself in the conversation with, let's say, like even like the Mike Trouts, the Justin Verlanders, in his third year of being an All-Star and his fifth year of being in the league at 25 years old. So I mean, this man is already at the top. This is the point where he already solidified his self onto this list. But I'll kind of just continue. So following his championship season in which he won the MVP, not many people can say that. His age 26 season, he played 150 games. He led the league in runs again with 135, more than he did his MVP season. He finished with 176 hits in those 150 games, 40 doubles. He finished with 29 home runs, 80 RBIs. Finished with a 295 batting average. So I mean, he was an All-Star for the fourth year in a row, and he won a Gold Glove for the fourth year in a row, and he won his Silver Slugger in 3 of the last 4 years. The Red Sox will go on to finish third in the AL East, and I mean, they didn't really go anywhere, but Mookie Betts had a great season, and he finished 8th in the MVP voting. So, if you look at everything that he's done up until now, you look at Mookie Betts at this very moment, July 15th, 2020. He is an MVP. He is a 4-time All-Star. He won the World Series the year that he was the MVP, and he was the best player, even though Steve Pearce was he deserved to be the MVP of the series, but Mookie Betts was their most valuable player. He has 4 Gold Gloves in 6 seasons. He has 3 Silver Sluggers. He has a Silver Slugger in half the seasons he's been in the league. He has a batting title. He has an overall Defensive Player of the Year title. I mean, this is all. He's done all this, and he just signed the contract. He's had a 1-year contract to go to Boston. He has 1 more year left on his contract with Boston. He can basically go anywhere. He can re-sign with Boston. He can go to he can go quite literally anywhere. I don't know if anyone's going to give him the money that the LA Dodgers are going to. So, I mean, we'll see what happens down the line. I'll probably make an episode about it. But in terms of that, Mookie Betts is definitely an elite player in the MLB. And if we're talking about this upcoming season, who am I going to watch? I'm watching him because the Dodgers are the best team in the majors. Cody Bellinger won the MVP last year. They have Clayton Kershaw on their team. Mookie Betts is their best player. That is how OP the Dodgers are this season. And they just added Mookie Betts to their ranks, and they just traded a couple prospects and a chance to win now. This season, I definitely think the Dodgers are the favorites to win now that Mookie Betts is on their team. He's gonna do. I mean, it's gonna take a second for him to adjust to hitting the National League pitchers, which might harm him in the playoffs, especially in such a short season. But the Dodgers are definitely best built to dominate in this 60-game season. We'll see what they do in their games. Mookie Betts is more than likely going to start in the right field with Cody Bellinger in center and Jock in left, or AJ Pollock, whatever, Kike Hernandez, Chris. They have all their players kind of just moving around. But I like their chances of winning this year. I don't know where he's going to sign the year after that, but I can tell you that Mookie Betts is going to be a very good player for a very long time. I mean, his initials are MLB, so this dude was definitely built to be a beast. I mean, he's hit for the cycle. He was in the 30-30 club the year he won the MVP. I mean, he's accomplished more than a lot of Hall of Famers have in their careers, and he's only 27. I think he's definitely on track to being a Hall of Famer, And if you're just looking for a player to watch this season, just look for my boy Mookie Betts. I appreciate you for listening to all 10 minutes of this. And if you're actually here to the end, I imagine you're probably really interested in just seeing Mookie Betts. Just get a chance to look at him, peep him out. He's going to play, I don't know what number he's going to wear, probably number 50 again, but he's going to be playing in the right field for the Los Angeles Dodgers next season. So, and they're definitely going to make the playoffs, so you're definitely going to see him in the playoffs if you choose to watch this season. So he's going to be a reason I'm going to watch the playoffs, even if the Braves are out. So without further ado, I really appreciate you for listening to this, and I wish you the best during this time. It's tough for us all, but there'll be a point where we look back and we're like, oh wow, like that's over now. But I digress. Have a great day and peace out.